when you say, I hate these thoughts, I want to be rid of these thoughts, I'm bothered by these thoughts, I wish these thoughts weren't here. All these sorts of things that you're constantly saying, these thoughts are too intense, or I'm suffering these thoughts. I really want you to look deeper and notice who is saying this. For whom is the mind a problem? Is it not just the mind which itself is saying that the mind is the problem and it is believed in? So there's one thought, maybe about your past or your future, which is really, really, bothering you. It's simply just another thought which says that this is bothering me. It's simply another thought that says that this thought shouldn't be here, or I can't get rid of this thought. I want you to see this clearly. You are not this thought or this thought. You are simply the seeing of both. But when you lose yourself in belief of this voice arising and you assume it to be myself, then you suffer this voice. Then now the mind becomes a problem. But it is not the mind that is the problem. It is just constant belief in the mind as myself. That is currently just whatever thought arises, it is just being sensed as, yes, this is the case, this is the truth. So if this thought says something about the future, then there's an assumption, I am thinking this. This is the fact of my existence. And another thought simply arises without your control, without you choosing it to arise, and it says, oh, I can't get away from these thoughts. My mind is so intense. But that is simply just another thought arising. I want you to clearly see that you are simply the seeing of it. Are you these ripples in the mind? Are you these temporary phenomena that are just arising and subsiding? Or are you the seeing, the knowing, the awareness in which they arise and subside? So realize that you do not have to do anything about these thoughts. You do not have to do something in order to get rid of them either. You simply have to acknowledge yourself as the seeing of them. You have to acknowledge yourself as the space in which they are arising and subsiding, but to the space they are not doing anything. Just like the space of this room, which we can rearrange all sorts of ways with all sorts of objects inside the room. We could place the objects in any way that we like, but the space in the room is not resistant towards that. It is not being bothered by the objects in this room, the voice in this room. It just fully allowing. Just like that, you in essence are that. You must look deeper and acknowledge this fact that you cannot be what you see. What you see is constantly changing. What you see is constantly coming and going, out, in and out of being. You see? What you see is just what you see. You are the seeing. It's not even so important to know exactly what is it that is seeing, but it is very important to acknowledge that I cannot essentially be that which I am seeing. I am the seer. The problem is right now you believe that everything that is seen is myself. So you constantly look at the body as the subject of your experience. You believe it is the body that is, sensing, thinking, feeling, experiencing, perceiving. You feel like it's the body that is aware. But you have to see that the body itself is seen in awareness. It is known. There's a deeper knowing of the body. The knowing that knows even the body is subtler than the body. And confirm this through your own experience, that the body itself is seen to change. It is known to arise in experience in different ways and subside in experience. It's always changing. But the knowing of the body, is that ever changing? You are that knowing. You are that seeing. Even now, you are that. And then let's go even subtler than the body, the mind, which are just these thoughts which are arising of future, past, and then these thoughts saying that this mind, is bothering me. You're seeing even these thoughts. You cannot be what you see. You are prior to, subtler than what you see. So when you stop involving your sense of self in what you see, then what you see stops being a problem. It stops bothering you. Then starts to become clearly seen that what arises in this seeing does not have the power to harm or affect what I truly am in essence. So when we talk about even dissolving this personal identity, it is not about doing something. It is not about making something happen or creating something. It is about simply acknowledging this again and again, that you are subtler than even the subtlest of objects of your awareness. The body is a gross object. It is physical, what we call physical, right? The mind, the thoughts and the emotions and the sensations, they are subtle objects of awareness. But that which knows them to arise and subside, that which sees them project what they're projecting and then change and vanish forever, that knowing, that seeing, that awareness is even subtler than the subtle objects like your thoughts, sensations. And notice how thoughts are already so subtle. They have no physical form. They have no shape, yet they're clearly known. They are clearly objects of awareness. Nobody denies that I know my thoughts. So that which knows them is even subtler than the thoughts. See this. You are already that. That is from where you know your thoughts even now. So by acknowledging yourself as the seeing in which these thoughts arise and subside, the seeing in which even the body and the world is known, now all that is known, again, stops being a problem. And your fixed, personal, rigid identity starts to dissolve. You start to see yourself as the seeing. But see that this knowing, this seeing, this awareness is not something that you can point to and experience. It is not something that is located anywhere in experience even. Even the sense of it being in the head or in the body is itself just a sense that is known, is it not? So where is the knowing of even this sense of it being in the body? Where is the knowing? It is nowhere to be found. It is formless, it is qualityless, it is subtle, subtler than subtle. And you are that already. So learning to acknowledge this is what this teaching is all about. You are not becoming this through these videos. You are simply learning to recognize the fact that this is already the case. And this is what is so freeing. But see, as long as you're just watching these videos for relief from your thoughts or your circumstances, then you will always just get the temporary hit of feeling peace, and then you'll just go right back into involvement with your thoughts and emotions. This teaching is about actually going beyond just relief. Don't just seek relief. Seek to know what you really are. If you start to acknowledge what you truly are in essence, then you won't even need relief, because what needs relief? What says it needs relief? It's just another mental projection. It is that person. It's a very personal thing to resist and desire and then seek relief from its apparent problems. So uprooting the personal identity has nothing to do with doing anything. It is actually just about acknowledging what already is the fact of your experience. That you cannot be what you perceive. You cannot be what you see. You are prior to it. You are the seeing, in which it arises, out of which it is made. So next time you're having all these thoughts, see that you can even allow all these thoughts to be here and just be the seeing of them. Don't involve yourself in the content of these thoughts and what they are saying. Just be the seeing of them. The moment you let go of instilling so much sense of identity, so much interest, engagement, involvement in the thoughts that are arising and what they're saying, and you just start to rest as the seeing of them, just the observing of them, it automatically de-energizes the mind, because the mind needs your constant interest and identification in order to perpetuate its projections. But when you rest as as yourself, as you acknowledge yourself as you truly are, now what you are not loses its power to pull you into I am this, I am that. Okay, and this is the gradual dissolving of personal identity, coming into universal beingness. Thank you for watching this video. Now, here are a couple of ways that I can be of direct help to you right now. Okay, and I'm going to link everything that I mentioned right now in the description box below. So number one is you can join our free Personal Mastery Quest community, our Facebook group, on which you can interact with me personally and ask me all your questions. I love the community over there and I do my best to reply to you as soon as possible. Okay. Number two, if you have not yet watched my free Ego to Presence Masterclass, in which I teach you how to implement the teaching of self-inquiry into your life step by step and deepen your meditation and deepen your self-inquiry profoundly, then again, check the link in the description box below and go watch that masterclass. It is 1 hour. It will bring you tremendous value. Okay? And now lastly, if you want to work with me and my team personally, and you want me to help you dissolve mind identification and realize your true being, then you can check out my coaching program, the Higher Consciousness Shift. All the details of it are down below in the description box. Just click the link that is under section coaching. Okay, and it'll take you there to my personal website where you can go through all the details and book a free call with me, and we can decide if we're the right fit to work together. That's all for today. I will see you in the next video.